Visuals coming in from Breach Candy Hospital, ladies and gentlemen. Ratan Tata, no more. The iconic business tycoon has passed away at the Breach Candy Hospital, and those are the visuals coming in from the Breach Candy Hospital. Ratan Tata, who was suffering from breathing problems, is no more after battling a lot of health complications. Remember, he's one of the iconic business tycoons of India, someone who has shaped modern business the way we see it today, as well as someone who has nurtured the startup community across the country. But Ratan Tata no more, and condolences also pouring in from across the political spectrum, as well as from the world of finance. Also, we're getting news of Prime Minister Modi also tweeting about the demise of Ratan Tata. Prime Minister Modi has tweeted, and I quote, he's also put out a picture of himself and Ratan Tata. He has said, "My mind is filled with countless interactions with Shri Ratan Tata ji. I would meet him frequently in Gujarat when I was the Chief Minister. We would exchange views on diverse issues. I found his perspectives very enriching. These interactions continued when I came to Delhi. Extremely pained by his passing away. My thoughts are with his family, friends and admirers in this sad hour. Om Shanti," is the pitch coming in from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Also, we're getting reports from Ground Zero when it comes to the entire situation that is unfolding. Remember, lots of messages of condolences pouring in as this iconic industrialist is now no more. Ratan Tata, a man who has shaped modern Indian industry the way it is today, is no more. Also, we're getting a reaction from Jyotiraditya Scindia also coming in. He has said, "The end of an era. Shri Ratan Tata set a new paradigm in leadership that espoused the values of integrity and compassion. Indeed, he has left an indelible mark in the world of business and the society at large. It was an honor to have known you. My deepest condolences to his family and loved ones. Rest in peace, Titan," is the pitch coming in from Jyotiraditya Scindia, as Ratan Tata is no more. Remember, he's had a storied career when it comes to his entire development of Tata Sons into the global juggernaut that it is today. Remember, it's not just salt, it's even expanding Tata to the second largest tea business in the world. Also, his acquisition of Jaguar Land Rover, something iconic when it comes to the entire business infrastructure, the way he transformed the way business is done as well. Also, he's remembered not just for expanding Indian business, but also supporting startups, supporting young entrepreneurs. Also, his love for dogs is also something that is iconic, something he is renowned for. Ratan Tata now no more. It's an end of an era, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the entire legacy of Ratan Tata, someone who has shaped Indian industry the way it is today. Also, we're getting more and more reactions coming in. Now, JP Nadda has also tweeted on this sad passing of Ratan Tata. He has said, and I quote, we're also getting reactions coming in from state chief ministers as well when it comes to this passing of Ratan Tata. Now, KTR from Telangana has tweeted, "True innovator, a wonderful human, an inspiration to many and a humble legend. Shri Ratan Tata's passing leaves a void in the world of business, philanthropy and humanity. Every time we look at Tea Hub, we will remember you, sir. You live in all our hearts and you will be a source of inspiration. Everyone who wishes to make this world a better place, I extend heartfelt condolences to the Tata family, the Tata Group and all those whose lives were touched by this extraordinary individual. Please rest in peace, sir," is the pitch coming in from several political leaders from across the spectrum. And Ratan Tata is no more, ladies and gentlemen, is the big tragic news that has come in from Breach Candy Hospital. Remember, he was suffering from breathing problems for a very long time, and he was admitted to Breach Candy Hospital. Those are the visuals on your screen, and a lot of top political leaders are now from the Maharashtra administration likely to arrive at Breach Candy Hospital. Also, what we are learning is that more and more reactions are coming in, ladies and gentlemen, tributes pouring in from across not just the political spectrum, but across the world of business as well. We also have the reaction coming in from Jagat Prakash Nadda. As I was saying, BJP president, he has said, "Deeply saddened by the passing of Shri Ratan Tata ji, titan of Indian industry and a beacon of philanthropy. His remarkable contributions to industry and society have left an indelible mark on our nation and the world." He was not just a business icon, but a symbol of humility, integrity, and compassion. In this moment of profound loss, we extend our heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, and to all those whose lives he touched. His legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. Also, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra is going to Breach Candy Hospital, is what we are also learning. So everyone from the Maharashtra administration heading to Breach Candy Hospital to pay tributes to the demise of this icon, someone who has shaped Indian industry the way we know it today, and someone who has not just helped India on the global stage when it comes to making its mark as an engine of business, but someone who at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, has also supported young entrepreneurs, but someone who's also known as a very soft person, someone who's not known for being flashy with their wealth, someone who was very down to earth and a true representative of what an industrialist is. So remember, many times the Tatas make the distinction that they are not businessmen, they are industrialists, saying that an industrialist builds an entire system, builds a community, and they're not businessmen. They don't do it for profit, they do it for social change, is the pitch coming in from the Tatas. Amit Shah, Union Home Minister, has also now given a reaction on social media. He has said, deeply saddened by the demise of legendary industrialist and true nationalist Shri Ratan Tata ji. He selflessly dedicated his life to the development of our nation. Every time I met him, his zeal and commitment to the betterment of Bharat and its people amazed me. His commitment to the welfare of our country and its people led to the blooming of millions of dreams. Time cannot take away Ratan Tata ji from his beloved nation. He will live on in our hearts. My condolences to Tata Group and its countless admirers. Om Shanti Shanti, is the pitch coming in from Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Also, titans in the world of business, other titans in the world of business also reacting to the demise of Ratan Tata. We're also getting more and more reactions coming in. Anand Mahindra has also tweeted. He has said, I'm unable to accept the absence of Ratan Tata. India's economy stands on the cusp of a historic leap forward, and Ratan's life and work have had much to do with our being in this position. Let's listen into some reactions coming in.
ना उन्होंने आगे बढ़ाया, नाम किया। आज पूरा देश श्रद्धा से जब भी टाटा ग्रुप का नाम आता है तो मन में एक बहुत बड़ी एक सम्मान की भावना आती है, और बहुत ये जानकर दुख लगा कि ऐसा हुआ। और बहुत ही विनम्र व्यक्ति थे। हम उन भाग्यशाली लोगों में से कि आम जनता जैसे लोग हैं, लेकिन हमको 2 बार मुझे व्यक्तिगत रूप से उन्हें देखने का मौका मिला। दोनों ही बार खुद वो स्वयं ही गाड़ी ड्राइव कर रहे थे। तो इतना बड़ा व्यक्ति और इतनी अच्छी गाड़ी, इतने अच्छे से उन्होंने ब्लू चेक्स का शर्ट और एक जीन्स पहनी हुई थी, और जब ताज होटल के बाहर वो आए तो उन्होंने चाबी दी, दरबान का पीठ थपथपाई। दोनों ही बार मैंने यही दृश्य देखा था। तो ये सबके लिए बहुत ही एक सीखने वाली बात है कि इतना बड़ा व्यक्ति, इतना विनम्र, जिसने लाखों लोगों को रोजगार दिया, आज देश की अर्थव्यवस्था में इतना बड़ा नाम किया। और सही में कहूँ तो एक पारसी समुदाय से जो आज रियल में जो कहते हैं कि वो दूध में शक्कर की तरह घुल गए, आज पूरे पारसी समुदाय का आज मतलब नाम गर्व से, और पूरे भारत समाज का, पूरे देश का नाम जो उन्होंने ऊपर किया, उनके लिए अभी शब्द भी कम पड़ते हैं, क्या कहें उनके लिए। लेकिन बहुत थोड़ा उनका आशीर्वाद और थोड़ा समय रहता है, इस युवा पीढ़ी को थोड़ा और मार्गदर्शन दे पाते, भगवान से ये प्रार्थना थी। लेकिन कहते हैं कि जन्म और मृत्यु दोनों जब जन्म लेते हैं उसी समय तय हो जाता है। लेकिन हमारी अश्रुभूषित श्रद्धांजलि है रतन जी साहब को। परमात्मा उनको, हम यही कहेंगे कि उनको फिर से पुनर्जन्म दें, और बहुत बड़े उद्योगपति के रूप में हम उनको, एक नई जनरेशन फिर से उनको देखें। और जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने ना इस जन्म में काम किया है, अगले जन्म में भी वो आए और बहुत इससे भी बहुत अच्छा और बड़ा काम करें। ये परमात्मा से प्रार्थना है, ईश्वर से प्रार्थना है।
आपका नाम? आपको कहना है? नहीं, मुझे कुछ कहना है। हाँ, ले लो।
Those are the reactions coming in from the ground. The locals in Mumbai also commenting on this entire tragedy that has unfolded, ladies and gentlemen, paying tribute to the end of an era where Ratan Tata is now no more. Remember, he was battling a lot of health problems for a long time. We're getting a reaction from the President of India now. President Draupadi Murmu has also tweeted, in the sad demise of Sri Ratan Tata, India has lost an icon who blended corporate growth with nation building and excellence with ethics. A recipient of Padma Vibhushan and Padma Bhushan, he took forward the great Tata legacy and gave it to a more impressive global presence. He inspired seasoned professionals and young students alike. His contribution to philanthropy and charity is invaluable. I convey my condolences to his family, the entire team of the Tata Group and his admirers across the globe, is the pitch coming in from the President. So a lot of tributes coming in from the world of politics as well as business, as clearly a man who has shaped the Indian growth story is now no more. I'm joined by my colleague Payal Mehta on the broadcast. Payal, truly an end of an era as cited by Prime Minister Modi.
Well, absolutely. People are in fact pouring in their tributes as far as Ratan Tata's legacy is concerned, as far as contribution is concerned. The Union Home Minister Amit Shah over there said that he had selflessly dedicated his life to the development of the nation. Every time that he met him, his zeal and commitment for betterment of Bharat has always amazed him. So that's what the Union Home Minister has really said. So you have people from the business world, people from the film world, people from the world of sports, all of these leaders coming out and really lauding the efforts and the contribution of Ratan Tata, the great, the great doyen of, and in fact, it's an end of an era is what people have said. Most of the people are saying this in their tributes that are paying to Ratan Tata as well. Not to forget, not just his contribution to the world of business and of course the world of the industries and of course how India is looking at this growth story, but his philanthropy activities are also something which people have often spoken about. The way in which he contributed towards that, that's actually a lot of tributes coming in as well. And like we were saying earlier that, of course, his project, which is the Tata Nano Pro car, was actually a car which was in fact loved by the common man, became the common man's car, although it ran into controversy initially with a plant in Bengal. But one of the first people to actually come out and pay tribute to him is Mamata Banerjee, who would actually start under agitation against that particular project. So obviously, tributes coming in thick and fast as far as Ratan Tata is concerned, as far as contribution to the cause of this great nation is coming.
Absolutely, and more reactions are also coming in. Payal, Ratan Tata, someone who has shaped what the Indian economy is today. I remember the Tatas always talk about the fact that there is a difference between an industrialist and a businessman, and the Tatas always saw themselves as industrialists, someone to improve the condition of life, to improve the quality of life of people across the country, and that is something Ratan Tata embodied with his actions and his expansion of the Tata Group.
Exactly, and that's exactly what the Tata Group has said in its statement, essentially saying that for the Tata Group, Mr. Tata was more than a chairperson, and the person over there, who's paying tribute to Mr. Ratan Tata, also says that Mr. Tata was more than a chairperson. To me, he was a mentor, guide, and friend. He inspired by example. With an unwavering commitment to excellence, integrity, and innovation, the Tata Group, under his stewardship, extended its global footprint while always remaining true to its moral compass. That's a tribute that is coming in, as far as the Tata Group is really concerned. And Mr. Tata's dedication to philanthropy and the development of the society has touched the lives of millions. From education to healthcare, his initiatives have left a deep-rooted mark that will benefit the generations to come as well. So, reinforcing all of this work was Mr. Tata's genuine humility in every individual interaction. That's something, of course, which people actually take away. Whoever has interacted with Mr. Tata will always tell you that they were extremely touched by his humility, by his simple ways and means as well. And of course, his ill health has snatched him away from us. He, in fact, was admitted a couple of days ago to the Breach Candy Hospital in South Mumbai, and he passed away this evening, and he was 86 years of age. So obviously, tributes continue to pour for him. Whether it's businessmen, or whether it's union ministers like Rajnath Singh, Union Minister Amit Shah, Prime Minister himself putting out a series of tweets, paying a tribute to him, essentially speaking about his interaction with Mr. Tata every time that he met him. And remember, Mr. Modi's interaction with Ratan Tata began even when he was the Chief Minister of the state of Gujarat as well. So that's the kind of tribute that you're getting in right now, and we do understand that the Maharashtra Chief Minister, Mr. Eknath Shinde, the Deputy Chief Minister, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, are on their way to the Breach Candy Hospital to go and pay their tributes to Ratan Tata.
Absolutely. I'm also joined by Yasha Kotak on the broadcast as the situation unfolds in Mumbai. Remember, this announcement came in from Breach Candy Hospital where Ratan Tata was admitted, where he passed away. He was suffering from breathing problems for a long time, and now it's an end of an era where one of the key titans of Indian business has now passed away. To get the latest from Mumbai, especially Breach Candy Hospital and all the activities going on over there, I'm joined by my colleague Yasha Kotak. Yasha, give us the latest.
Absolutely. In fact, we've seen that while Ratan Tata, who was unwell for the last couple of days, in fact, we've seen that there was a statement that has come out. The official sources from Rick Sandy would mention that he was admitted because of high BP issues just 2 days back. However, we've also seen that in that condition as well, Ratan Tata had clearly mentioned that he is absolutely fine and would recover soon. However, from this evening onwards, there were messages that came out stating that Ratan Tata, was in a critical situation. He was admitted to the ICU. However, only later in the day is where we heard that he passed away. As of now, of course, we've seen that that this hospital has issued the official statement. Of course, also we've seen several people from across the country who have paid tributes to him, condolences to Ratan Tata. In fact, Devendra Fadnavis, Chief Minister, is expected to be visiting the West Candy Hospital anytime now. Apart from that, we also see there are several other state leaders who will also be visiting the hospital later tonight. Following which, we'll have to the funeral for Ratan Tata would happen later tomorrow. In fact, there's also a tribute that has been passed on from his family members as well, wherein they've said that in this time of grief they will request some privacy, and which is where now, in fact, across the country we see that there will be several other several people from across the spectrum who have in fact paid tributes to Ratan Tata. In fact, the Chief Minister of the state has also left for Breach Candy Hospital right now. So yes, we see these activities happening all throughout the night. Following which we get to know more about the updates for Ratan Tata. It is in fact an end of an era when it comes to Ratan Tata, because like we've already spoken about how Ratan Tata was someone who had contributed in not only in the field of business but several other sectors. In fact, the most recent initiative by him, he was someone who was known to support various causes, and the most recent one was the hospital at Parel, which he started for animals. So yes, he was known to be someone who was active in several fields. When it comes to the field of business, of course, we've also seen him contribute to the field of fashion. When it comes to starting various ventures. In fact, some of the contributions of his, including the fact that his tie-ups with Zara, be the Zudio, or for that matter even the Starbucks venture, is something that was all started under his legacy, and which is where even after he retired from the position of chairman, he was doing the emeritus chairman position in the Tata Group. So which is where now we see that his loss is something that come as a loss to the entire country. Yes.
Absolutely, and more tributes pouring in, ladies and gentlemen. Clearly, one of the architects of India's entire growth story, Ratan Tata, has now breathed his last, and from across the world of politics as well as business, more and more people are paying tributes to this icon who has shaped the modern growth story of India. And it's not just creating the traditional industries, but also someone who has nurtured young talent in the world of business, putting in millions and millions of dollars into startup culture, something that India is now known for, something India celebrates as young talent have come to the fore in the world of business, creating great change in the business landscape in the digital era. And Ratan Tata was someone who actively supported that and put in, not only gave his money but also his guidance to all young entrepreneurs, and now he is no more. Clearly a force when it comes to innovation and development, someone who really embodies Prime Minister Modi's Vikas message. Also we're getting a reaction from Smriti Irani. His legend is built on his vision, is what Smriti Irani is saying. His ability to be kind when none kept account, overlooking his way, overwhelmed those who had the privilege to witness him in action. His love for fellow beings transcended boundaries of faith and physicality. Ratan Tata, you live in the lives you nourished, you thrive in the ideas you nurtured. Farewell, rest in peace. Also we're getting a reaction coming in from Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Also he has tweeted where he has said the demise of India's renowned industrialist Padma Vibhushan Shri Ratan Tata ji is extremely sad. He was the mega star of Indian industry. His demise is an irreparable loss for the country. His entire life was dedicated to the industrial and social development of the country. He was a gem of the country in the true sense of the word. I pray to Lord Shri Ram to give a place to the departed soul in his lotus feet and provide strength to his bereaved family and fans to bear this loss, is the pitch coming in from Yogi Adityanath. So as I was saying, more and more tributes pouring in. Now Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra has also now tweeted, putting out photos of himself with Ratan Tata. Devendra Fadnavis has said, with the death of veteran industrialist Mr. Ratan Tata ji, a senior personality who made the entire country feel the richness of humanity, has passed away. With his death, humanity, charity and trustworthiness have been lost. Shri Ratan Tata ji was a successful businessman, but beyond that, he was a great icon of the country. He was the epitome of community spirit, humanity and modesty, is the pitch coming in from the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis. Now, as we are learning, is that the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde, is set to head to Breach Candy Hospital to pay tribute, to ensure that everything is fine when it comes to the last rites of Ratan Tata. But clearly it's a sad day in the India story, as one of its key architects is no more. Ratan Tata, a man who came from the Tata ecosystem, someone who reframed the entire dynamics of the India growth story and Tata Group, expanding it not just across the country but on the global stage. He is no more an engine of India's growth story. Ratan Tata has breathed his last at the Breach Candy Hospital in Mumbai. Payal Mehta continues to be with us on the broadcast. Payal, it's not just Indian businessmen, it's not just Indian politicians, leaders and luminaries from across the world are paying tribute to the passing of this icon of India's growth story.
Well, absolutely. The latest coming in from the Google founder, Mr. Sundar Pichai, who says that his last meeting with Ratan Tata was at Google, and he spoke about the progress of Waymo, and his vision was inspiring to hear. He leaves an extraordinary business and philanthropic legacy, and was instrumental in mentoring and developing the business of world, the modern business leadership in India. He deeply cared about making India better. Deep condolences to his loved ones and rest in peace, Shri Ratan Tata. That's the tribute coming in, as far as Sundar Pichai is concerned. And one must not really forget that, when we talk about Ratan Tata's legacy and his contribution, what stands in front of us here in the national capital, Ayushman, is the new parliament building, which was built by the Tata project, and Ratan Tata was very much part of the foundation laying ceremony along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, among the others. That's the kind of contribution they are speaking about. They are speaking about contributing to the hospital industry, they are speaking about empowering people, they are speaking about creating employment opportunities for people. You're not only Ratan Tata essentially is a very, very crucial part of our life. From the salt that we eat to the steel that we use in our homes, a lot of this has been done by his company, which is of course the Tata company through its various heads as well. So that's the kind of contribution that he's made, and obviously for his simple mannerism, for his humility, a lot of people really associate with him as well. He in fact recently also met the Assam Chief Minister over some projects that he is planning to do in Assam as well. So tributes coming in second part, and the Tatas have their wings spread over, right from like I said, the salt industry to of course the steel industry, also to the hospitality industry, the Taj group of hotels, etc. So that's the kind of contribution that he's had towards nation building. And the Prime Minister of India, the President of India, all pouring in the condolences to Mr. Ratan Tata, essentially speaking about his His towering personality, yet simple ways, that yet human, the human touch that he gave to his work. That is something which everybody speaks about as we speak about the India story. The fact that we are looking at somebody who tried to build India through the eyes of the common man.
Let's get a latest from Breach Candy Hospital, where Ratan Tata has breathed his last. Remember, it's the end of an era when it comes to India's growth story. I'm joined by Rachna, who's reporting from outside Breach Candy Hospital. Rachna, और क्या जानकारी है आपके पास?
हाँ जी, जैसे कि अभी हमें मालूम पड़ा है कि थोड़ी देर पहले ही रतन टाटा जी का दुखद निधन हुआ है, एंड इन सम टाइम वी आर आल्सो एक्सपेक्टिंग द चीफ मिनिस्टर एंड द डेप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, सीएम एकनाथ शिंदे एंड डेप्यूटी सीएम देवेंद्र फडणवीस इन सम टाइम. एज यू कैन सी बिहाइंड मी, द पुलिस बंदोबस्त, एज दे कॉल इट हियर, has been increasing by the minute. In fact, when we came first here around just a few minutes before the midnight, when we heard the news and we had the confirmation when we were here outside Breach Candy, there was hardly anything, but now as you can see, the security is being amped up as the chief minister and deputy chief minister and many other people from the corporate world as well as the political world are expected here.
Absolutely. We're also getting the reaction from the Tata family as well. Now, the Tata family has also said it is with deep sorrow that we announce the peaceful passing of our beloved Ratan. We, his brothers, sisters and family, take solace and comfort in the outpouring of love and respect from all those who admired him. While he is no longer with us in person, his legacy of humility, generosity and purpose will continue to inspire future generations. During this time of grief, we request privacy as we come together to honor his memory, is the statement coming in from the Tata family, paying tribute to Ratan Tata, a man who was not just a dear one to the people of Mumbai, but to the people of this country, ladies and gentlemen, given the fact it was not just his business acumen that expanded the Tata Group, it was also his down-to-earth spirit. Something that would go viral on social media very often was the humble nature by which Mr. Ratan Tata conducted himself, and that is something that is beloved by people across age groups as well. Not just people who knew Ratan Tata and saw his growth within Tata Enterprises, within the Tata Group, but also the youth of this country. Remember, he supported young businesses. He was someone who enjoyed interacting with young entrepreneurs, but also his down-to-earth nature, given his stature as an industrial icon. His down-to-earth nature was something that made him beloved across the nation. We're getting more reports from Breach Candy Hospital. I'll go back to my colleague reporting from outside the Breach Candy Hospital. अभी चीफ मिनिस्टर एकनाथ शिंदे की भी खबर आ रही है कि वो आने वाले हैं, और कोई वहां पे सेलिब्रिटीज या पॉलिटिकल पर्सनालिटीज महाराष्ट्र एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से क्या उनकी मूवमेंट की भी जानकारी मिल रही है?
Sorry, you'll have...
Right, we'll try to reconnect with our reporter from Breach Candy Hospital. Remember, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde is expected to be there. Also, Devendra Fadnavis likely to go there. I'm also joined by Shaina NC, BJP leaders joining us on the broadcast. Thank you, Shaina, for joining us on CNN News 18. A tragic day for the entire nation, an icon of Indian business, a man beloved in the city of Mumbai. No more.
Well, you're absolutely right. I think it's Bharat losing its Ratna, so to say. He was a personal family friend of ours, and having known him well to comment with utmost humility, I would only want to say that he was one human being who not just felt for the people who worked for him and the people around him, but he thought that his entire contribution is for those who are around him and do not know him. So whether it was rural welfare or empowering youngsters with startups and VCs, I remember once we went to Nagpur to the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, and he was so impressed with the work of the RSS that he contributed so generously to the Abaji Thate Hospital, or Cancer Hospital in Nagpur. So it shows you the simplicity and generosity of a legend who I think goes beyond thought, belief, creed, culture, class, none of that. It is just humanity, and genuinely he was a social reformer.
Absolutely. And Shaina NC, when it comes to Prime Minister Modi's mantra of economic development, skill Bharat, digital India, Swachh Bharat, all these calling cards that Prime Minister Modi has championed through his tenure as Prime Minister is something that Ratan Tata, not just as an industrialist, but he embodied that as a philanthropist as well.
So his philanthropy is known to one and all, and the work that Tata Trusts do and hopefully will continue to do is something which is beyond propaganda or any kind of acknowledgement or wanting that sense of, attention. It is genuinely for the cause of those who cannot afford or cannot be helped by normal situations. And I think that there's so many stories that I can narrate, so many personal incidents where I have been privy to seeing him, his simplicity, his generosity, and the learnings of life. I mean, just to give you a small example, his love for animals, the work that he's done in the veterinary section is also not something for propaganda. It genuinely shows you the care. I remember one day when he had come to our home for dinner, we asked him, how are you going home? So he said that, I let the driver go because he lives very far. That kind of consideration, and he drove home, he drove back himself. It shows you that money is just a byproduct of what he wanted to do, which is to give back to society, and he always did that. And it starts by being kind to the people around you, but to be kind to the people who you don't know and who deserve that kindness shows you genuinely that he was a man who had a heart of platinum.
Absolutely. And Shaina NC, when it comes to nurturing young business talent also, someone like Ratan Tata, given his stature, given his record as one of the architects of the modern growth story, he didn't shy away from giving his guidance to the next generation. Truly a model of what an industrialist, people create that difference when it comes to businessman and industrialist. He was truly a model of what an industrialist should be, and he did his very best to inculcate that in the next generation.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. But there are many industrialists who you remember, but there are many who you don't. Why do we remember and will always remember Ratan Tata? Because he impacted lives, he impacted communities, and he shaped countries. I mean, this is not just limited to the presence of the Tata Group, but as him as an individual, which I think is something which is a great learning for everyone. And for all those youngsters who have benefited through his magnanimity, the VCs that have grown, the thoughts that have shaped India, I would only want to say, let's all try to be, even if there's 0.0001% of what he was, it will be a great, great give back to him.
Right. And Shaina NC, as someone who lives in Mumbai, and Ratan Tata, one of the the most prominent Mumbai citizens, we've always seen those visuals on social media of him in his vintage cars, also him interacting with dogs, not just his dogs, but even the stray dogs who were even given entry into open entry into the Taj Hotel. What will Mumbai miss the most about him?
Well, I think it's just his sheer simplicity. That there was no pomp and show. Even when he used to come to the Taj, and I remember he used to like the Golden Dragon as a restaurant, no fanfare of, oh, I must have a reserved table and this should be it. Everyone loved him so much because of the way he would come across with everyone, obliging people with selfies, obliging people with, just mere commentary of how is your day going. I think that this is part of Parsi upbringing, which is very, very intrinsic to Mumbai. And for all of us who are feeling so harsh, so sad for him and his extended family, I would only want to say, let's live on and keep all that he wanted as part of Mumbai's legacy alive, because it is only the art of giving which he taught every single person.
Absolutely, and those are the visuals on your screen. Thank you, Shaina NC, for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your tribute to Ratan Tata, an icon of Indian industry. No more. He breathed his last at the Breach Candy Hospital in Mumbai, and we're getting the latest from Mumbai, where Eknath Shinde has arrived at the Breach Candy Hospital. Let's go over to my colleague who's joining us from outside Breach Candy Hospital.
Right, as we just saw, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde was just here. He has just entered, which is why the security has been amped up outside the hospital. As the time goes by, the security is being increased. We are in fact being pushed further and further away from the gate for security reasons. As more and more guests are expected, as you can see, another entourage is entering behind me. Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis is also expected here, as we just saw Chief Minister Eknath Shinde enter. Now, it's been about an hour and a half that we understood that Mr. Tata is no more, and this could go on the entire night as more and more guests are expected, as more and more people are here to convey their condolences. What we're also seeing is the crowd of common people, because this somewhat feels like a personal loss among the common people, as Mr. Tata was a great philanthropist of this country, which is why we're seeing a crowd pile up outside Breach Candy Hospital at this hour as well.
So, who all are expected to arrive at Breach Candy Hospital? We can see Chief Minister Eknath Shinde has already gone inside the hospital premises. Are more members of the Maharashtra administration likely to join him?
Definitely. What we're hearing is the Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis also expected. We can also expect Mr. Ajit Pawar here, but from the corporate world, Mr. N. Chandra is also expected to be on his way and reaching here in some time, and other members of the corporate world are also expected. As we already saw, that Twitter has been full of good wishes and condolences for Mr. Tata from India Inc. as well as the political parties and political leaders. So many more people are expected. An indication of that is the amount of security that is being deployed here, as more and more barricades are being pulled up, more and more security officials are being deployed here. It is expected that this could go on for a while. It is indeed a very deep loss for India Inc. as well as our society. And here, as you can see behind me as well as ahead of me, there are in fact many people here to express their condolences.
Absolutely. A crowd is also gathering over there, and Mumbaikars also paying tribute to Ratan Tata. So, as my colleague Rachna is also pointing out, a lot of locals have also gathered outside Breach Candy Hospital to pay their tribute to Ratan Tata. Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and other icons of the of India Incorporated, of Indian business tycoons are also likely to arrive at Breach Candy Hospital, as well as Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, as well as Ajit Pawar is also likely to arrive at Breach Candy Hospital. Those are the latest developments coming in. Those visuals on your screen, though, Eknath Shinde has arrived at Breach Candy Hospital, where Ratan Tata breathed his last. Rachna, any details coming in when it comes to the last rites? We've got the statement from the family which has said that they have requested the public for some privacy as they come together and mourn Ratan Tata's passing. Any details coming in on the last rites?
Well, right now details remain blurred, but we are at Breach Candy, which is just some kilometers, some actually very few kilometers away from the Tower of Silence, where the Parsi community gathers and conducts the last rites of their loved ones. So it is also expected that Mr. Ratan Tata will be taken there, but no clarity as of now, as the family has very categorically asked for privacy. Right now, just speculations coming our way.
Absolutely, and more and more announcements coming in from different chief ministers. What we are learning from Hemant Soren, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, is that one-day state mourning has been declared on the demise of former chairman of Tata Group and Padma Vibhushan Shri Ratan Tata ji. This is what Hemant Soren has put out on Twitter. Hemant Soren has said Ratan Tata gave the world recognition to a backward state of the country, talking about Jharkhand and Jamshedpur and the entire genesis of the Tata journey. And in tribute to Ratan Tata, Hemant Soren has said, one-day state mourning has been declared on the demise of former chairman of Tata Group and Padma Vibhushan Shri Ratan Tata ji, who gave world recognition to a backward state of the country like Jharkhand. I'm joined by Ashok Chavan as well on the broadcast, former Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Thank you, Mr. Chavan, for joining us on CNN News 18. It is the end of an era a Mumbaikar par excellence, an Indian icon par excellence, Ratan Tata no more?
Well, with the death of Sri Ratan Tata, India has lost great industrial leader, man of principles, who from his struggle right from the initial stages to the height he has by his efforts and his great entrepreneurship in the earlier days, and he became the biggest industrial leader of the country. Well, we have lost a great soul, a person who had principles while carrying on business and such a big empire. He was trusted, he was appreciated, a great person and respected all over the world. That was the kind of personality Mr. Ratan Tata had. He had shown great results, and not only in his empire of the entire Tata businesses, but also in the social field. He had great vision. He used to help lot of it with CSR and other activities. One could see his vision for the country and his attachment to the poor and the needy classes. So we have lost a great soul, and his soul rest in peace.
Absolutely. And Mr. Chauhan, something that Prime Minister Modi has also mentioned in his tribute to Ratan Tata is the fact that governance, which should be about growth and social welfare, is something Ratan Tata embodied as an industrialist as well.
Well, I have seen him very closely, and especially during 26/11, when the terrorist attack in Mumbai, the attack on the Taj Hotel. That was a time when his true leadership, after such a big crisis, that Mr. Tata came forward, spent a lot of time with his staff, gave him a lot of courage, and that was the kind of ability and leadership qualities he had. And in times of crisis also, he stood firmly with the people who worked in Taj and helped the families who had lost their lives. So he was a great visionary, a great leader, which India can never forget.
Right. And Mr. Chauhan, we hear from a lot of Mumbaikars that whenever they see Ratan Tata, he's always open to taking photos. He has no air about him, even though he was an icon. He was an icon of Indian business, someone with huge stature in society. He never carried any arrogance with him, and something that endeared him to not just Mumbaikars, but people around the country. Any anecdote you would like to share about your interaction with Ratan Tata?
Well, I have met him as a Minister of Industries and even as Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Well, we had invited him when I and Mr. Vilasrao Deshmukh, as the Chief Minister, and I as the Industries Minister, visited the United States and to attract investments in Maharashtra. Mr. Tata came just for a few hours, but he spent a lot of time with us in US and just projected India and especially the state of Maharashtra as the most attractive destination for people to invest in. And that was we could meet him. He came there all the way from Mumbai to US just to put forward the role of Maharashtra. So this is one time, and of course during the terrorist attacks in Mumbai and all those difficult times, we have seen him closely and his brave qualities which he had to support the Indian industry. So this was the kind of time we have seen Tata take the initiative in such a crisis.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Chauhan, for sharing that anecdote with us. Former Chief Minister of Maharashtra there, Ashok Chauhan, talking about how Ratan Tata was someone who, even though he was iconic, an accomplished businessman, someone who expanded the reach of the Tata Group, he was someone who saw himself as Indian first and pitched the India first message to the globe across the world, and he made the stand that India is a destination for investment, destination for economic growth, and an engine of the global economy. It was Ratan Tata, who was one of the few voices who put India on the global map. Remember, I also remember that it was one of the biggest stories when the Tata Group acquired Jaguar Land Rover, putting Indian manufacturing and the Indian business acumen on the global stage, something that he was lauded for that acquisition, bringing Jaguar Land Rover into the Tata fold, also creating the second largest tea business in the world and expanding the Tata Group's reach, not just to steel, IT, consultancy, even salt for that matter, ladies and gentlemen. Ratan Tata, who oversaw the expansion of the Tata Group and made it what it is today, creating a blueprint for the Indian economy, is something that will be Ratan Tata's legacy and something that he inculcated into young entrepreneurs across the nation and sent that message to the globe that India is a global power player. I know politicians talk about it. Prime Minister Modi makes that pitch on a daily basis that India is a global power player. One of the pioneers of that message was none other than Ratan Tata. Rachna continues to be with us on the broadcast to get the latest from outside Breach Candy Hospital. Rachna, over to you.
Right, I am outside Breach Candy Hospital now. It's been almost about an hour and a half that we learned that Mr. Tata is no more. He's passed away at the age of 86, and just 2 days after releasing a statement on Twitter, when the rumors had started circulating over the weekend and on Monday morning, he had clarified that he is indeed at Breach Candy Hospital getting treated for age-related illness, and clearly the illness took a turn for worse today as he took his last breath here. Now in this 1 hour and a half, as we can see, the security has been amped up outside the hospital as more and more people are expected here. For now, we saw Chief Minister Eknath Shinde enter the hospital premises, who's here to express his condolences and his prayers to Mr. Tata as well as his family. We've also heard from his family. They've issued a statement stating that they would want this moment as a private one and would not want any public interference. But we are in Mumbai, and Mr. Tata was one of the most beloved citizens of this, not only just the country but also the city of Mumbai. He's done a lot for the community, for the city. So outside the hospital, massive crowds are piling up. People are here because it certainly feels like a personal loss as a Mumbaiker as well as an Indian, because he did all of us proud. He helped everyone. More than his entrepreneurship, he was known for his philanthropic activities, and clearly that has translated to people coming here and expressing their condolences outside Breach Candy Hospital, even though it's at 1 a.m. now. That we are here, but the crowd is just getting bigger and bigger, and of course the pressure is on police officials as more people from the India Inc. as well as the political parties are expected here to express their condolences, and hence security is being amped up right behind me.
Absolutely. Opposition leaders also expected to arrive at Breach Candy Hospital. Rachna, as a Mumbaiker as well, something you see on social media quite often is Ratan Tata in his vintage cars, also his interaction with dogs. He was someone who did not have any arrogance about him, did not have any air about him, given the fact that he was such an icon of Indian business, also a man with stellar achievements when it comes to expanding the Tata Group, but he never carried that on his shoulders as a sense of arrogance. That's something that really endeared him to the people of Mumbai, and the Mumbaiker, be it in Mumbai, in any part of the world, will truly miss that about him.
Absolutely. In fact, now we're just gathering that the Deputy Chief Minister is also on his way and is expected shortly over here. We saw Chief Minister already enter, but as you said, as a Mumbaiker, it certainly feels like a very deep loss. He was someone who was never too exposed in the media. He always shied away from it. It was only when it was needed that he would come out and speak up, like he did on Monday. And in fact, his last statement was captioned, "Thank you for thinking of me," when he was clarifying all the rumors that were going around. In fact, today sometime around evening, again the news had started coming out. The speculations had begun early on, but outside the hospital there was absolutely no media being deployed or anybody being called. It is only now, after an hour and a half has passed, where the word has gotten out and there's a clear confirmation, is when the security is being amped up for all the VVIPs that will be visiting for expressing their condolences now. And we should shortly see Deputy Chief Minister enter the premises, but certainly a very deep and a personal loss for not just me as a Mumbaiker, but every Mumbaiker that we see outside the Breach Candy Hospital, as well as an Indian. In fact, Jharkhand has declared a day of state mourning, so clearly a very national loss.
Absolutely, and we're also getting a reaction from Aditya Thackeray, who's also put up a post on Twitter. He has said, and I quote, "With the passing away of Ratan Tata, sir, not just India, but humanity has lost a compassionate leader, a business tycoon who also excelled at philanthropy. I will always remember him, not just for his commitment to business and philanthropy, or only for his compassion for animals, but also his humility that I witnessed every time I met him. Such fine souls are rare. May God give peace to his soul," is the pitch coming in from Aditya Thackeray. Rachna, and when it comes to the young professionals, to the young leaders, to the young business entrepreneurs across the country, he was a model of how to build your business, but also ensure that you are socially enriching your society, and something what people create these differences between what is a businessman, what is an industrialist. He is someone who embodied that, and he was an inspiration to young entrepreneurs on how to model themselves.
Absolutely. He was an excellent entrepreneur. Of course, it was under his regime at the Tata Group when the group soared to its highest. In fact, you name it, and the industry he had entered, he had conquered it with his presence, be it with Nano, Air India, the recent Air India merger, everything, whatever he took under his wing clearly soared very high to the sky. Not just companies and businesses, but also people. He had been a mentor to many. In fact, his philanthropic work is what he was known for the most. In fact, he was a very avid animal lover, and he had recently started, not very far from here, a pet hospital dedicated just to take care of animals. Apart from that, he had started a venture to make senior citizens feel safe and give them a second chance at love and at life. So clearly a human power excellence. As much as we can say, I don't think there'll ever be enough words to express gratitude towards his actions and the way he served the country, the society and the humankind at large.
Right, and Rachna, it's not just the icons of business as well as politics. Even Bollywood icons are as well tweeting away, paying tribute to Ratan Tata. Salman Khan has tweeted, deeply saddened by the passing of Mr. Ratan Tata. Also, we're getting a reaction from Arjun Kapoor, actor Arjun Kapoor, who's put up a story on his Instagram. He has said, "Rest in peace, Mr. Tata. You shaped our country and many lives in it by just being devoted to enriching others. Thank you for everything." That is something that is a common theme emerging from these tributes, that everyone sees Ratan Tata as beyond an industrialist, beyond an entrepreneur. He was a humanist first and foremost, is what everyone is saying in their tribute, something that is coming out as a common message as the legacy of Ratan Tata. Let's listen to more reactions coming in from the ground.
हमको ये हृदय विदारक समाचार सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू पता चला, तो हम लोग यहाँ पे उस घटना की सत्यता की जानकारी लेने के लिए आए थे। लेकिन ये बहुत ही दुखद घटना है, और ये जानकर हम सबको बहुत दुख हुआ कि ये अभी नहीं रहे। लेकिन बहुत बुरा लग रहा है कि रतन टाटा जी जो हैं वो हमारे हृदय पे, मतलब सही कहो तो सही में वो राज कर रहे थे। जो भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था को उन्होंने देश और विदेश में इतना उन्होंने आगे बढ़ाया, नाम किया। आज पूरा देश श्रद्धा से जब भी टाटा ग्रुप का नाम आता है तो मन में एक बहुत बड़ी एक सम्मान की भावना आती है, और बहुत ये जानकर दुख लगा कि ऐसा हुआ।
न्यूज़ देखा ऑफिस में तो हम दोनों शॉक में थे, और तुरंत हम गाड़ी निकल के इधर हॉस्पिटल में इधर आ गए। रतन टाटा वाज ट्रूली अ ग्रेट मैन, एंड ही वाज आइडेंटिटी ऑफ द इंडिया। उनके बहुत इंसिडेंसेस हमने पढ़े सुने, और उनसे हम प्रेरित भी होते। हम यंग जनरेशन उनके लाइफ लेसन्स को फॉलो करते हैं कि कैसे उन्होंने अपने खुद की लाइफ लीड की, और कैसे एक बिजनेस इतना बड़ा डेवलप किया। और ये सब होने के बाद भी उनका जो हम्बलनेस था वो मुझे बहुत पसंद आता था। इसकी वजह से मैं उनको बहुत फॉलो करता था। ये न्यूज़ बहुत ही सैड और शॉकिंग थे मेरे लिए।
So you can see a lot of remorse coming in from local Mumbaikars who saw Ratan Tata as the iconic Mumbaiker, someone who didn't have any air about him, someone who was nice to animals, who did a lot of philanthropy, who loved traveling in his vintage cars, and whenever someone wanted a selfie with him, whenever someone wanted a photo with him, he would oblige them, and he would just try to live as simple a life as possible, a humble human being who was also an icon of Indian industry, a titan of the India growth story. Let's get the latest from Breach Candy Hospital, where Ratan Tata breathed his last. What we are learning is that his family has asked for privacy as they put together the plan for the last rites. But at Breach Candy Hospital, my colleague Rachna is joining us. Chief Minister Eknath Shinde is already inside the hospital. What we are learning is that Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis is also headed to the hospital, as well as other heads of India Incorporated. Other top business leaders are likely to arrive at Breach Candy anytime soon. Rachna, what's the latest?
Saw Mr. Mukesh Ambani enter the Breach Candy Hospital. It was after Chief Minister Eknath Shinde. He's the second one here to express his condolences. In fact, many more VVIPs are expected here to enter the premises and express their condolences. But more than that, I think what we should also look at is how the Mumbaikas are taking to the roads right now. There are huge groups of people that have come here outside Breach Candy Hospital to express their condolences. Of course, many more are expected. We're also learning that Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis and Ajit Pawar are expected to be here in some time. As you can see, the security behind me is being amped up. Every 10 minutes we're seeing a new barricade being put up. So clearly it's going to be a long night here at Breach Candy Hospital.
Absolutely, it'll be a long night as more and more Mumbaikars are getting the news that Ratan Tata is no more, and as my colleague Rachna is pointing out, heading to the Breach Candy Hospital. Rachna, tell us more about Mr. Ratan Tata was struggling with a lot of health issues for the past few weeks, and remember, I saw that story he had put up on Instagram where he has thanked a lot of his followers and a lot of his fans for their best wishes, saying that he's doing well, and now unfortunately he has breathed his last at Breach Candy Hospital. He was unwell for a long time. He was battling illness for some time now, and now unfortunately he has breathed his last at the Breach Candy Hospital. Truly an end of an era, but he was someone who always kept his spirits high no matter what he was going through.
Right. It was around Sunday midnight that we had learned that Mr. Tata has been admitted to this hospital. Now we see the Chief Minister is stepping out of the hospital after expressing his condolences. We are expecting a bite from the Chief Minister. As you can see, the request is being made and he is considering it. So we are getting Chief Minister Eknath Shinde to be here, who was right here to express his condolences.
सर ये देश के लिए एक अपूर्णीय क्षति है सर का हमारे बीच से
अनमोल रतन टाटा यांचं आज दुःखद निधन झालं. एकूण अतिशय मनाला वेदना आणि ही घटना दुःखद आणि मनाला चटका लावून जाणारी आहे. एक अनमोल दुर्मिळ रत्न हरपलं, भारताचा कोहिनूर हरपला असं म्हटलं तर वावगं ठरणार नाही. कारण रतन टाटा यांचं जे योगदान आहे देशासाठी, उद्योजक असून एक देशप्रेम एक
is
देशासाठी
that
काहीतरी करावं ही
of
प्रामाणिक
that
इच्छा
of a person who loves the
असणारा
country,
हा
a
माणूस
person who's honest,
एवढ्या मोठ्या उंचीवर गेल्यानंतर देखील जमिनीशी
despite
त्यांची
being
ढाळ जुळली होती. एक अतिशय
at that
डाऊन टू
stature that
अर्थ
he was,
अशा प्रकारचं ते
he
जीवन
was
जगले.
still down to earth.
साधी
He
राहणी
lived,
आणि उच्च विचारसरणी
he lived a
अशा
modest life,
प्रकारचं जीवन ते जगले. मी जेव्हा मुख्यमंत्री झालो
simple living,
तेव्हा
high
पहिल्यांदा
thinking
त्यांना भेटलो त्यांच्या घरी जाऊन.
is the kind of
तेव्हा
life you live.
माझ्या
When
मनामध्ये
I
तर
became the chief
त्यांच्याबद्दल खूप
minister,
आदर रिस्पेक्ट
I met him
जिव्हाळा
for the first time at his
होता.
residence.
परंतु
I
कितीतरी
already
पटीने
had
तो
a lot of
आणखी वाढला.
respect for him
आणि
before
एवढ्या
that.
मोठ्या उंचीवर असलेला माणूस एवढ्या
After meeting him,
जमिनीशी
I
जुळलेला
realized
कसा असू शकतो.
that he was
त्याचं
so
जीवन
modest,
ज्वलंत
he was
उदाहरण
absolutely down to
रतन
earth.
टाटाजी आहेत.
He
आणि
gave the
हा
example
भारताचा
of being a modest
देशाचा
person,
महाराष्ट्राचा अभिमान
and he was the
ते
pride of
होते.
the state of the
आणि
country,
महाराष्ट्र सरकारच्या वतीने देखील त्यांना
and which is where
नुकताच उद्योग रत्न पुरस्कारही दिला होता. परंतु
Maharashtra
त्या
government had
उद्योग
given
रत्न
him
पुरस्कार
Udyog Ratna
रतन
award.
टाटाजी यांना दिल्यामुळे त्या पुरस्काराची उंची वाढली होती.
But
एवढं
we can actually say that it is
उंचीचं काम
the award
एवढं मोठं कर्तृत्व त्यांचं होतं.
which got much more respect because it was
आख्यायिका
given to
होती
Ratan
ती.
Tata.
त्यांना पाहिल्यानंतर अनेक लोकांना ऊर्जा यायची आणि
After
अनेक
looking at him, many
हजारो
people
लाखो
were
उद्योजक
inspired.
त्यांनी घडवले. एक ती प्रामाणिक आणि
He was an absolutely
जी
honest
काही
and
नीतिमत्ता त्यांची होती ते तोड नाहीये. आणि म्हणून मी महाराष्ट्र शासनाच्या वतीने
which is on
12.5
behalf of
कोटी
Maharashtra
जनतेच्या वतीने त्यांना मी
state government
भावपूर्ण
and
श्रद्धांजली अर्पित करतो.
on behalf of
सीएम साहेब उद्याचा
12,500 crore
होणार आहेत.
उद्या
in the
त्यांचं
people of Maharashtra, I give them
NCPA मध्ये
I pay
10 ते
tribute
4
to
वाजेपर्यंत त्यांचं अंत्यदर्शनासाठी त्यांचा
tomorrow at NCPA from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
दर्शनासाठी त्यांना ठेवलं जाईल. आणि त्यानंतर
People can come pay their last tribute to
अंत्यविधी
him there.
वरळी स्मशानभूमीत होईल असं आता त्यांचे
Following which his
नातेवाईक
last rites will take place at Worli Crematorium is what his family members have
10 ते
informed.
4 आणि
At
त्यानंतर
NCPA from 10 to 4.
वरळी स्मशान.
सीएम साहब हम हिंदी में जानना चाहेंगे कि क्या किस प्रकार की
ये
श्रद्धांजलि
कपूर्णिय
एक अनमोल रत्न कहते हैं वो रहा नहीं. ये भारत का कोहिनूर हड़पला, भारत का कोहिनूर रहा नहीं, हमसे बिछड़ गया है ऐसा मैं कहूँगा. और रतन टाटा जी हमारे में नहीं रहे, ये बहुत ही वेदनादायी दुखद घटना है हमारे लिए, पूरे देश के लिए. पूरे देश का एक अभिमान था, हमारे महाराष्ट्र का भी अभिमान था. एक इतने बड़े ओहदे पर पहुंचने के बाद इतना सीधा साधा रहना, जमीन से जुड़ा रहना, ये बहुत कठिन काम वो करते थे. मैं जब मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद पहले उनके घर गया था, तब मैंने उनको देखा, मेरे से जो बात किया उन्होंने, जो इतना व्यक्तिमत्व जो है उनका डाउन टू अर्थ, एक सीधा सादा रहना, मराठी में हम कहते हैं सादी राहणी, उच्च विचारसरणी. और लाखों लोगों को उन्होंने उद्योजक बनाया. उनकी इंडस्ट्री बहुत पुरानी है और ऐसे टाटा कंपनी के वो सर्वे सर्वा थे. और आज मैं यही कहूँगा कि उनको देखकर लोगों में ऊर्जा आती थी, प्रेरणा आती थी. और वो हमारे महाराष्ट्र और हमारे भारत देश का अभिमान है, स्वाभिमान है. उन्हें हमारी सरकार ने उद्योग रत्न पुरस्कार, उनको कई पुरस्कार मिले, पद्मश्री, पद्म विभूषण, और जो भी पुरस्कार उन्हें मिले उनको देने से उस पुरस्कार की ऊंचाई बढ़ गई. ऐसे उनका कर्तृत्व था. और लाखों करोड़ों लोगों को खुद के पैरों पर खड़ा करने का काम उन्होंने किया है. सिर्फ उद्योजक नहीं, तो एक देश सेवा, देशभक्ति से प्रेरित वो ये व्यक्तिमत्व थे। ऐसा इंसान होना, दोबारा मिलना ये मुमकिन नहीं है, मुश्किल है।
सर विनर कैसे हो?
और इसलिए मैं उनको महाराष्ट्र सरकार की ओर से और महाराष्ट्र की तमाम 12.5 करोड़ जनता की ओर से भावभीनी श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूँ। उनका आदर्श लेकर आगे बढ़ना, उनके आदर्शों पे चलना, यही उनके लिए सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि साबित हो सकती है।
सर फ्यूनरल किस प्रकार से?
10 बजे से 4 बजे तक उनको NCPA में दर्शन के लिए लोगों के लिए रखेंगे, ऐसा उनके रिश्तेदारों ने कहा है। और उसके बाद आगे की अंतिम विधि उनका होगा, बदली में होगा, ऐसा कहा होगा। मैं फिर एक बार उनको भावपूर्ण श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूँ।
So Eknath Shinde making it clear that Maharashtra government will carry his legacy in its governance, and also what we are learning is that people can pay tribute to Ratan Tata between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the National Centre for Performing Arts in Mumbai. Is the big announcement coming in from Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, also saying that the details for the last rites will be given in some time, but they are likely to take place in Worli, is what we are learning from Eknath Shinde as well. But Eknath Shinde, of course, they're paying tribute to Ratan Tata, the man, the icon and the true Mumbaiker that was Ratan Tata. I'm joined by my colleague Yasha Kotak on the broadcast. Yasha, while the who's who from the world of politics as well as Bollywood as well as industry are paying tribute to Ratan Tata, what we're also seeing outside Breach Candy is a lot of Mumbaikars, the common Mumbaikars coming out to pay tribute to Ratan Tata as well. And now the family has opened up the National Centre for Performing Arts between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow, so that everyone who loved and admired Ratan Tata can come and pay their tribute. But he was someone
उद्या होणारे राज्य शासनाचे सर्व कार्यक्रम हे आम्ही रद्द केलेले आहेत। उद्या 12:30 वाजता मराठी भाषा भवन आणि एकंदर 29 कार्यक्रम हे मुंबईच्या संदर्भात होणार होते, सर्व रद्द करण्यात आलेले आहेत आणि हे सर्व कार्यक्रम त्याच्या दुसऱ्या दिवशी 4 वाजता त्याच ठिकाणी मरीन ड्राईव्हला होणार आहे। रतन टाटाजींनी नेल्कोपासून आपली करिअरची सुरुवात केलेली होती आणि स्वतः टाटा.
Joined by Chief Minister of Maharashtra Eknath Shinde. Thank you Mr. Shinde for joining us on CNN News 18. Shinde साहब, बहुत बड़ा लॉस है इस पूरे देश के लिए। रतन टाटा एक आइकॉन इंडियन बिजनेस के और एक सच्चे मुंबईकर, अब उनका देहांत हो गया है, पर उनकी स्पिरिट अभी तक हमारे साथ जीवित रहेगी और हमेशा रहेगी।
बहुत ही दुखद घटना है हमारे लिए, मुंबई नहीं पूरे देश के लिए। हमारा बहुत बड़ा कभी न भर के आने वाला लॉस हुआ है। रतन टाटा जी नहीं रहे, ये सुनकर ही बहुत ही अभी विश्वास होता नहीं, और इसलिए भारत का कोहिनूर दुर्मिल अनमोल रत्न हमारे में है, ये हमारा दुर्भाग्य है। और उनका उद्योग जगत में इतने बड़े व्यक्तिमत्व होने के बावजूद डाउन टू अर्थ रहना, सजग सरल स्वभाव के रतन टाटा जी एक हमारे भारत देश का अभिमान भी थे, स्वाभिमान भी थे। और उन्होंने हजारों लाखों करोड़ों लोगों को उद्योजक बनाया, खुद के पैरों पे खड़ा किया, और एक विश्वसनीय एक नाम जो है वो रतन टाटा जी का। सिर्फ वो उद्योजक नहीं थे, उनके दिल में देश प्रेम कूट कूट कर भरा था। देश के लिए कुछ करना चाहिए, राष्ट्र के लिए कुछ करना चाहिए, ऐसी भावना रख कर जीने वाले रतन टाटा जी हमारे में नहीं रहे। ये हमारा बहुत बड़ा लॉस है। 2008 में जब मुंबई पे अटैक हुआ था, तब उन्होंने जो ढाढ़स जो उन्होंने गंभीरता और खंभीरता बताई थी, ऐसे कई लोगों को उन्होंने मदद की थी, सहयोग किया था, ये भी मुंबई कर कभी नहीं भूल सकते हैं। और इसलिए उद्योग जगत में इतनी ऊंचाई पर जाकर भी एक आम आदमी की तरह रहना, ये बहुत मुश्किल काम वो आसानी से करते थे। और इसलिए मैं उनको महाराष्ट्र सरकार की ओर से, 12.5 करोड़ जनता की ओर से भावभीनी श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूँ। उनके आदर्शों पे चलना, यही उनको सच्ची श्रद्धांजलि साबित हो सकती है।
जी, और शिंदे साहब,
धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, joining us on the broadcast over there, giving his message and his tribute to the late Ratan Tata, saying that he is someone who championed welfare and vikas, something that has shaped the governance model of the NDA. Is the pitch coming in from Eknath Shinde. Also, what we are learning is that tributes can be paid to Ratan Tata at the National Centre for Performing Arts in Mumbai between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. is the announcement that has come from Ratan Tata's family. Eknath Shinde also saying that the last rites, the date and the details will be announced in a few days, and that is likely to take place in Worli. Yasha, when it comes to the last rites, any more details coming in? Tomorrow, the Mumbaikars who loved Ratan Tata, who saw him as the iconic Mumbaikar, someone who never had any arrogance or air about him. We're getting a reaction from the Deputy Chief Minister. Let's listen.
नुकसान हे भारताचं या ठिकाणी झाल्याचं आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतंय. रतन टाटा यांचं दुःखद निधन.
आणि अतिशय दुःखद अशा प्रकारची घटना आहे.
हळू आवाज करू नका.
श्री रतन टाटा हे केवळ एक यशस्वी उद्योगपतीच नव्हते,
Ratan Tata was not only
अतिशय मोठ्या मनाचा
a
व्यक्ती
famous industrialist, but he was also
रतन टाटांनी देशामध्ये
someone who had a huge heart.
उद्योग तर उभे केलेच,
He had
त्यासोबत
brought up
मोठी
so many
विश्वासार्हता उभी
industries in this
केली.
country.
आणि टाटा हा जो ब्रँड आहे हा ग्लोबल केला.
In a way,
जगाच्या पाठीवर विश्वासार्हता त्यांनी
brand
उभी
Tata
केली.
went
पण
global.
त्याच वेळी आपली सगळी संपत्ती ही टाटा ट्रस्टच्या माध्यमातून त्या ठिकाणी विश्वस्त व्यवस्थेत त्यांनी ठेवली, आणि त्यातून टाटा ट्रस्टने केलेलं जे काही कार्य आहे, विशेषतः विविध क्षेत्रांमध्ये
was put into
त्यांनी
good work with the help of Tata Trust,
समाजोपयोगी केलेलं जे काम आहे,
which helped the
संशोधनाच्या
society at
क्षेत्रात
large.
केलेलं जे काम आहे, अशा सगळ्याच गोष्टी मला असं वाटतं अतिशय पथदर्शी अशा प्रकारच्या आहेत. त्यामुळे
This is something
रतन
that
टाटा
is
एक असे
remarkable.
व्यक्ती आहेत की जे स्वतःपेक्षा समाजाकरता आणि देशाकरता जास्त जगले आहेत. अशा प्रकारचा व्यक्ती निघून जाणं
He did not
या
live for
देशाचं
himself,
फार
but
मोठं
lived
नुकसान
more for
आहे.
the society
म्हणजे
and for the country.
त्यांची
It's a
जागा
huge loss for
कोणीच
the
भरू
country.
शकत नाही. मी
No one can, in fact,
त्यांना विनम्र श्रद्धांजली अर्पण करतो आणि त्यांच्या आत्म्याला शांती मिळो अशी ईश्वरचरणी प्रार्थना करतो.
and pray that his soul rest in peace.
जो है रतन जी के जाने के बाद हुआ दिल्लीवरून काही कोण येणार आहे.
ये रतन टाटा जी ये एक बहुत ही सफल उद्योगपति तो थे ही, लेकिन उससे भी बड़े व्यक्ति के रूप में हम उनको देखते हैं, क्योंकि जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने देश के लिए और समाज के लिए काम किया है, उन्होंने केवल सफल उद्योग नहीं खड़े किए, एक विश्वासार्हता खड़ी की, एक ऐसा ब्रांड खड़ा किया जिसने हमारे देश को एक ग्लोबल इमेज दी, और उसके साथ साथ अपनी संपत्ति को टाटा ट्रस्ट में विलीन करते हुए उन्होंने इस विश्वस्त व्यवस्था से, ट्रस्ट से जिस प्रकार की
And we're also joined by T.S. Singh Dio on the broadcast. Thank you, Mr. Dio, for joining us on CNN News 18. A huge loss for the entire nation. A man who was one of the icons of India's growth story and a philanthropist par excellence who practiced the art of vikas and welfare no more. And this is a sad day for not just the world of business, for the world of policy making, but for the common man of the country.
Certainly, it's a very, very big loss. We've lost a great individual we lost a great industrialist, we lost a great philanthropist. A void which I don't think can be filled. I do hope the country would evaluate his contribution to humankind, to the country, to the nation, and consider honoring him with the highest recognition that the country can give. He is truly a Bharat Ratna.
Right, so that is the pitch coming in from the former Deputy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, T.S. Singh Deo, that Ratan Tata deserves the Bharat Ratna. But Mr. Deo, of course, everyone from the world of politics and the world of business have these anecdotes for Mr. Ratan Tata, saying that he was someone who embodied, having a hands-on approach towards conducting his business, but also someone who never carried any arrogance about him. Any anecdote you would like to share?
I was unfortunately not able to meet him. I was scheduled to meet him about a year back. We were discussing through intermediaries how he could help the Chhattisgarh government set up certain health facilities, about 600 to 800 crores we were looking to be getting from the trust, and I was told that he would be keen to allow us time. Unfortunately, that passed. Otherwise, one has known him from far. Certainly a man devoid of any hint of arrogance. Person committed to the highest levels of ethics. Something very difficult to visualize in an individual involved in business at the highest level, and truly a jewel, truly a jewel.
Absolutely, and Mr. Deo, when we are speaking to other political leaders as well, something that really comes out is the fact that he was someone who inculcated a lot of value in young entrepreneurs. He focused on giving them a sense of business acumen, but as well as an acumen for social welfare, something that he embodied, something that he appealed to several governments to also embody. Do you think that is his lasting legacy? Not someone who wants to create a business empire, but someone who wants to improve the society around him, his own nation, and put India, the brand India, on the global map?
He had a goal. He had a goal to excel as an individual, as a person, as a human being, as an industrialist, as a nation builder. He had a clear vision of what he could do and what he would like to do. And with the highest level of quality. You don't have individuals really like him. You don't have individuals like him.
Absolutely, and a huge loss for not just one of the biggest businessmen of the country, one of the architects of the India growth story, but one of the architects of the India story as well, as we see it today. Thank you, T.S. Singh Deo, for joining us on the broadcast. The former Chhattisgarh Deputy Chief Minister giving his perspective and his tribute to the late Ratan Tata, who is no more, the icon of Indian industry, the man who expanded the empire of Tata to new heights and expanded the reach of the Tata Industries around the globe. Ratan Tata, a man who embodied a simple living but also social welfare for the benefit of his fellow man as well as his country. Now T.S. Singh Deo has made the pitch that he should be conferred the Bharat Ratna, someone of his contribution, someone with his record of contribution, someone with his record, someone with his business acumen, someone with his spirit of business and welfare, of social welfare, should be conferred with the Bharat Ratna, because it's not just the world of business that he has championed. Nation building is something he has championed, is the pitch coming in from T.S. Singh Deo. I'm also joined by Arvind Samant, Shiv Sena MP, joining us on the broadcast from the Uddhav Thackeray faction. Thank you, Mr. Samant, for joining us on CNN News 18. As a Mumbaikar, we always see these videos of Ratan Tata in his vintage cars, meeting with the locals of Mumbai and not having any arrogance about him, even though he is a man of great stature, great respect, great accomplishment. That is something the people of Mumbai will truly miss.
We are going to miss a man who was so humble, so polite, so kind-hearted towards animals to human beings. He was the pride of Mumbai. He was the pride of what Mumbai? He is the pride of the nation and the pride of the world, in fact, The man who grew the industry, a man who did not express a single, we can say a lot of arrogance ever. An opportunity to come across him once or twice, became the industry minister. And I was so astonished to see that. Such a humble person, such a polite person, and he was making me to sit beside him. That was really, amazing personality. And then today I feel we have a major loss because of those qualities of industry. I have never, even a MSCB owner doesn't behave like this. He is such a big industrialist, huge industrialist. He has entered into many, he has broke the domain of the industry for his company. Tata means what? Tata means a brand of trust. Tata means a brand of trust for the product. That is what he has gained for his company. And the best part of his work, the patriotism. He every time he used to think about the nation and the common man. The respect he was giving to his own staff. He may be a driver, may be a peon. That is altogether a different quality. Altogether incomparable. You can't compare this with anyone. And that's outstanding personality, great patriot. It's a major loss for the country. And I deeply saddened, luckily I'm the one was so lucky to have an interaction with him. And that's the reason I came to close him. I feel very sorry and I'm deeply saddened by his demise.
Absolutely.
And I pray God to rest his soul, his kind-hearted soul in peace.
Absolutely. And Mr. Arvind Sawant, when we talk about Ratan Tata, I think what comes to mind to a lot of people, when you interact with them on social media, especially when they come from Mumbai, is that he was a true Mumbaikar, someone who cared for the animals, as you pointed out, who showed exceptional leadership during the chaos of 26/11, whenever any calamity.
You won't believe.
Yeah, go ahead.
The 26/11 did not confine to his staff, to serve his staff. The people who were around the hotel, who were maybe a hawker, he made his staff to search out what these guys were injured in this attack, and searched them, brought them, helped them, treated them in the best of the hospitals. What a great human being, what a great human being.
And he's someone, absolutely, and he's someone that when I speak to my relatives and my colleagues from Mumbai, they're saying that he's someone who was so iconic as an individual, but you would never feel that you were sitting next to a celebrity. You would feel that you are sitting next to a very beloved elder, someone who never carried any arrogance with him, even though he was so accomplished.
That's what I said when I met him in Taj Hotel only. And I was standing. He caught my hand and said, "Sit here." See, he is so, his voice was never a louder voice. He used to speak in a very low speech. The intensity of his speech was very low always. And then you have to be very concentrating, listening to him. The precision making, he was not happy with the externals. He loves to precision making, and that's outstanding quality of an industrialist.
Absolutely.
Really great. I feel very sorry. I feel deeply saddened.
Before I let you go, Mr. Sawant, he is someone who regularly mentored young businessmen young entrepreneurs. He put in a lot of money in small startups because he saw the potential in India's youth. Do you think he embodied what every businessman should be, what every nation builder should be? Because to him, there is a businessman and there's an industrialist. He wanted every young entrepreneur to be an industrialist. And do you think that will be his lasting legacy? A man who had business acumen but was a nation builder.
What a great thing you said. I appreciate you. That's the legacy of an industrialist. Nowadays we have a businessman in the country, maybe the richest in the world, but then they are the businessman. He is an industrialist. That's the difference between them and others. And not at all out of arrogance, yeah. Out of arrogance. Never ever. You can't expect the industry to be so humble. And really, it is in my heart. That will remain in my heart forever.
Absolutely. I think the warmth you had for Ratan Tata is coming out in your statement as well, Mr. Sawant. Thank you so much for joining us. Shiv Sena UBD MP Arvind Sawant there paying his tributes to Ratan Tata, saying that a man of such stature and warmth is one in a million. We're getting more reactions coming in as the tributes are pouring in.
मुझे लगता है कि भारत हैज़ लॉस्ट इट्स रत्ना। रतन टाटा उन जैसे लोगों में से हैं जो सिर्फ उनके निजी लोगों के लिए काम नहीं करते हैं, पूरे समाज के लिए जो उनका योगदान रहा है। टाटा मेमोरियल हॉस्पिटल हो, आबाजी थाते कैंसर हॉस्पिटल हो, जो उन्होंने रूरल डेवलपमेंट के लिए किया है, जो युवाओं के लिए वीसीज को लेके फंड किया है। एक ही लक्ष्य रहा है उनकी ज़िंदगी में कि जो पैसा वो कमाएं वो सिर्फ समाज सेवा और समाज के लिए वो खर्च करें ताकि समाज अच्छा हो। मुझे लगता है कि पीढ़ी पीढ़ी हम याद रखेंगे हमारे इस भारत रत्न को।
भारत को किस तरह से कमी महसूस होगी उनकी?
मुझे लगता है कि ना सिर्फ भारत, हर विश्व की बात करें तो ये एक उदाहरण है, एक इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट, लेकिन एक इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट फिलैंथ्रोपिस्ट, एक सोशल रिफॉर्मर, क्योंकि जो काम उन्होंने किया उससे एक चीज़ स्पष्ट है कि युवा की ज़िंदगी हो, कैंसर पेशेंट्स की ज़िंदगी हो, कुत्ते की ज़िंदगी हो, कोई भी वर्ग, स्तर, जात पात, धर्म में न जाते हुए, he was truly a global icon. So in that sense, I feel India has lost its crown. But having said that, I hope the Tata Trust live up to this legacy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And the tributes continue to pour in. Ratan Tata, one of the architects of the India growth story, an icon of industry and welfare and philanthropy, is no more. From the world of politics to the world of business to even Bollywood, the tributes are pouring in. A man who was one of the scripters, one of the writers of the modern India we enjoy today. He is no more. He breathed his last at the Breach Candy Hospital. What we are learning is that tomorrow from between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. the public can pay tribute to Ratan Tata at the National Centre for Performing Arts. And also what we are learning is that his last rites will take place in Worli, but the time and place will be announced by his family. His family has also asked the public to respect their privacy in this time of great loss as they mourn the passing of Ratan Tata. But truly a man who embodied the spirit of nation building is no more, and we remember and salute the spirit of the industrialist, the Mumbaikar, the philanthropist, the icon Ratan Tata. About your interaction with Ratan Tata?
Well, I have met him as a Minister of Industries and even as Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Well, we had invited him when I and Mr. Vilasau Deshmukh as the Chief Minister and I as the Industries Minister visited the United States and to attract investments in Maharashtra. Mr. Tata came for just for a few hours, but he spent a lot of time with us in US and just projected India and especially the state of Maharashtra as the most attractive destination for people to invest in. And that was we could meet him He came there all the way from Mumbai to US just to put forward the role of Maharashtra. So this is one time, and of course during the terrorist attacks in Mumbai and all those difficult times, we have seen him closely and his brave qualities which he had to support the Indian industry. So this was the kind of time we have seen Tata take the initiative in times of crisis.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Chavan, for sharing that anecdote with us. Former Chief Minister of Maharashtra there, Ashok Chavan, talking about how Ratan Tata was someone who, even though he was iconic, an accomplished businessman, someone who expanded the reach of the Tata Group, he was someone who saw himself as Indian first and pitched the India first message to the globe across the world, and he made the stand that India is a destination for investment, destination for economic growth, and an engine of the global economy. It was Ratan Tata who was one of the few voices who put India on the global map. I also remember that it was one of the biggest stories when the Tata Group acquired Jaguar Land Rover, putting Indian manufacturing and the Indian business acumen on the global stage, something that he was lauded for that acquisition, bringing Jaguar Land Rover into the Tata fold, also creating the second largest tea business in the world and expanding the Tata Group's reach, not just to steel, IT, consultancy, even salt for that matter, ladies and gentlemen. Ratan Tata, who oversaw the expansion of the Tata Group and made it what it is today, creating a blueprint for the Indian economy, is something that will be Ratan Tata's legacy and something that he inculcated into young entrepreneurs across the nation and sent that message to the globe that India is a global power player. I know politicians talk about it. Prime Minister Modi makes that pitch on a daily basis that India is a global power player. One of the pioneers of that message was none other than Ratan Tata. Rachna continues to be with us on the broadcast to get the latest from outside Breach Candy Hospital. Rachna, over to you.
Right, I am outside Breach Candy Hospital. Now it's been almost about an hour and a half that we learned that Mr. Tata is no more. He's passed away at the age of 86, and just 2 days after releasing a statement on Twitter, when the rumors had started circulating over the weekend and on Monday morning, he had clarified that he is indeed at Breach Candy Hospital getting treated for age-related illness, and clearly the illness took a turn for worse today as he took his last breath here. Now in this 1 hour and a half, as we can see, the security has been amped up outside the hospital as more and more people are expected here. For now, we saw Chief Minister Eknath Shinde enter the hospital premises, who's here to express his condolences and his prayers to Mr. Tata as well as his family. We've also heard from his family. They've issued a statement stating that they would want this moment as a private one and would not want any public interference. But we are in Mumbai, and Mr. Tata was